If you've ever had to take a really important exam online, you know the whole routine, right? The webcam, the special browser, that feeling that someone's watching to make sure everything's on the level. And for big university classes, that's pretty standard stuff. But what if you're just one person? What if you only need to get a single crucial exam verified for a job or a certification? Well, it turns out that can be a massive headache. So today, we're going to look at a new solution that's designed to fix that exact problem.
I mean, really think about it. You need a proctor for just one test. Maybe it's for a professional certification, or a state license, or even a pre-employment screening. You'd think finding a service for that would be simple, right? But for a whole lot of people, it's this surprisingly frustrating and difficult search.
And the reason for all that frustration? It's something we can call the one-off exam problem. It's this huge kind of overlooked gap in the whole world of online testing.
Okay, so here's the heart of the issue. The entire proctoring industry, pretty much from the ground up, was built for huge organizations. We're talking universities and big corporations that sign long-term contracts for thousands of students. But what about just you, the person who just needs one exam, one time? Yeah, you've pretty much been left out in the cold with no easy options.
But a gap like that is also a massive opportunity. And now, a new solution from Proctor360 is stepping right into that gap, with the goal of making proctoring accessible for absolutely everyone.
So what is it? Well, it's called a One-Time Proctoring Service. And the key words you really need to hear are flexible and self-serve. This is a system that's been designed specifically for these situations. Whether you're an individual who needs to bring your own proctor to a test, or maybe you're an instructor who's managing a small one-time exam for a class.
Okay, that sounds great, but how does it actually work in practice? Well, the whole goal here is to make it super simple and transparent and to just get rid of all those usual administrative roadblocks.
So if you're an individual, it's a really simple 4-step process. First, you just fill out a quick form with your exam details. Once that gets the green light, you get a link to pay and schedule your session at a time that works for you. Then, you just show up for your live proctored exam and you walk away with a signed validation form. That's it. No contracts, no long-term commitments, easy.
And what about for instructors with a small group? It's designed to be just as streamlined. The instructor just submits a request for a testing window for their group, and after that, they're pretty much hands-off. The students themselves schedule their own exams within that window. And when it's all over, the instructor gets a single, clean summary report. It just takes all that logistical headache right off their plate.
So, who is this really for? Let's break down some of the key situations where a service like this is a total game changer.
The applications here are actually really broad. We're talking about professionals who need a third-party proctor for a big certification or a license exam. Or maybe companies that want to run pre-employment skills tests but don't want to sign some huge, expensive contract. And of course, you've got college instructors who just need to secure one single important exam for their class without getting a campus-wide deal involved.
All right, so we've seen how it works and who it's for. Now let's get to the two most important questions, right? What are the real benefits and what does it cost?
The real value here is built on 4 pillars. First, it's fast. You can go from sending a request to having a proctored session in just a couple of days. Second, it's flexible, built for one person or a small organization. Third, it's totally secure, with a live, trained human proctor watching every single session. And, crucially, it's verified. You get the official paperwork you need to prove the exam's integrity. And the pricing is just as transparent and simple. It's a flat rate per hour. $15 for a standard webcam session, and $20 if you need a more secure multi-camera setup. There are no hidden fees, no setup costs, none of that. The candidate just pays directly when they schedule, which gets rid of any budget headaches for organizations.
And that quote really just says it all, doesn't it? For anyone who's ever been stuck in that position of needing to proctor just one exam, this finally closes a major gap in the market. It makes secure, professional proctoring something that's accessible to everybody whenever they need it. So the question isn't how you can get a single exam proctored anymore, it's just when do you want to schedule it?